economy's all done. The person next to you will eat your lunch in a second. In a second, if their kids are starving.
But the reality of it is, you got a contract, you got to make money, or even get a full-time job, whatever.
My name is Jason Silvestri. As you know, I'm a web brand developer. I use graphics design and software development to cultivate brand messages for my clients that separate them from the competition, okay?
What's up, everybody? Jason Silvestri here with another exciting JasonSilvestri.com video. This is video 2 of the Design Tier Proof is in the Pudding web series. So I actually, there's one more video before this, video 1, the overview, that does give you a lot into why we're doing this web series, how it came to be, the requirements that were gathered, and that kind of stuff. But just to give you kind of a quick recap of what we are doing, we're building a web application from start to finish. We're here in the design phase. We're going to go right into the presentation layer, into the business logic layer, and of course end with the data access layer. So again, we're here in the design tier phase, and what we're going to do is design a responsive web design website in Photoshop. So just a quick overview of what we're going to do here. We're going to briefly discuss those requirements. We're going to briefly discuss some new requirements, and then we're going to create the design in Photoshop. So here are the X, Y, and Z Incorporated requirements that we were given initially in the last video. I did have some questions from Sarah over at X, Y, and Z Incorporated. I did want to know what colors they want to do with the responsive, and of course the types of data they want us to capture through SQL Server. So Sarah got back to us and she said mostly what light grays, whites, etc. Add color and shadows for pop. We have no mockups. Think tablet and travel. See attached image. So obviously, again, Sarah's probably someone who's worked with us in the past. They're trusting us to use our better judgment to accomplish this task, and that's fair enough. So obviously, the SQL Server data that's coming back will be the first name, last name, email address, and phone. This again is for SQL Server. We're not going to get into in this video, but we are definitely going to cover this part of the web application in this series. So here's obviously what they sent to us. This is the attached image. This is kind of essentially our job now to create a website around this. I know it sounds kind of funny, but that's a common thing that clients really need help with. They need help with cultivating their brand idea. And as a designer anyway, you're expected to maybe not get just this, but definitely get the picture for sure. So there are some things I want to try to avoid in this video. Obviously, I'm going to plan to cut to the chase. I want to do what I can to explain what I can to people who might be interested in design, but also keep in mind that potential employers and clients are looking on. So I want to also cut to the chase and get to the release of the product in this video. So I'm not going to go too crazy with an elaborate design, but enough to prove value. So in other words, I do want to not waste too much time creating a crazy and extensive design with all kinds of features, but I do want to make it enough where there's proof there that I'm capable of doing a graphics design in Photoshop for a website design. I will fast forward through certain parts of the video. I think if there are certain aspects of the video that I know is more just time consuming, and once I kind of teach the basic here's what I'm doing. If it's a repetitive task, I'm definitely going to fast forward through it to get there, to get to the end result quicker. So without further ado, we're going to open up Photoshop and get started. Okay, so we're in Photoshop right now. I'm using version 12, which I think is CS5 or CS6. So you see like 3D elements here and that kind of thing, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. The design I'm going to do should be compatible with CS1 and even later versions, but of course compatible with later versions as well. So rule of thumb is you generally want to start off with something like a 1280 by 720. And this is only because what am I doing? This is because most websites nowadays it varies greatly. Some websites are smaller as far as people's computers, their screens, but a lot of them nowadays are 1280 by 720 or higher. So we always want to kind of start at a certain kind of middle tier level for design. At the same time, when you're talking about responsive and you're doing things like that, you really want to make sure that you're thinking responsive moving forward. And what I mean by that is you want to make sure that your menus and your headers and your body are fluid in nature. Even your gradient colorings and all those things, you want to make sure that they go in a certain way that is easy to splice the design when you're getting into things. So without further ado, I'm probably going to go up to layers. I'm going to add new. I'm going to say new fill layer. I'll do a solid color, and for now I'm just going to do none. I'm going to say okay. I do want to do something like yeah, F9 is cool. That will give it like a grayish look. You can't really tell because it looks kind of white, but I guess we could do this to kind of prove to you that it's not white. F9. So we're going to keep it that way. Next thing I want to do is do like a placeholder of sorts for X, Y, and Z company. I'm just going to do X, Y, and Z core, put that here, select it, have like a darker color, much darker. I'm going to look for more like an impact for now. They didn't give us a requirement for creating a logo, so I'm not going to go too far into that. However, I do want it prominent enough that it's on the screen, and we can just kind of have some room for this moving forward. Maybe take this X, click on the T property here, the text property, maybe change this to a blue or something. Yeah, like that or something for now. Okay. Something you gotta think about, when you're talking about body of a website, you kind of want to have some space over here and some space over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to new, I'm going to go to File, Import, Open rather. I'm going to go to this iPad mini file that was given. I'm going to click Open. I'm going to drag this over to the project over here. This way I have a frame of reference, and this will also give me a background color. See how you can, it's a very light white color. This way I can go over to the rectangle tool, click on rectangle, and then I can go to the eyedrop tool and just get the color of this background here. We'll just assume that we'll use this white color. If you look over here, you'll see it's white. You can change it over there as well. I'm just going to click OK. I'm going to take this rectangle tool, and I'm just going to draw some surface here, just so we can get a kind of a rudimentary kind of background color here. Sometimes your layers will overlap each other, so I just put that over there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this background layer here, and I'm going to apply some blending options to it. So for this particular case, I'm going to do an outer glow. I'm going to click on multiply, and then I'm going to do probably black. And I'm only doing this temporarily just to get the feel for the design. I'm actually going to go more like a gray. Get a nice gray color to that. And I'm going to spread out the size. I'm actually going to go a lot lighter. More like a light gray. I want to go light. I want this to be very subtle, just to kind of give it that lift. And with part of why I'm doing this is because this look and feel, you might think, well, how are you going to chop it up into images to get this shadowing just right? And the funny thing with Photoshop is, in CSS rather, is back in the day, you used to have to cut out corners of each image to get the same effect in HTML. Using images. You'd have a lot of loading happening. Every little window you had that had shadowing or something would take time to load. But now CS3 these days, you can add the shadowing using WebKits. So in the design layer, so the client can get a glimpse of how it looks, this is how you'd want to do it in Photoshop right from the get-go. However, you also want to keep in mind that your HTML developer, your CSS developer, is going to have the tools to do some of the shadowing. So what else can we do? So I'm actually going to go to the canvas size, go up to image, canvas size. I'm going to make this 1720, just to give us some more room here. This layer, did it go all the way? Yes, it did. So I'm just going to save this now. Save as video 2. I'm just going to say website. Right? Why not? Right, Sayar? Website, right? Website. Save. I'm going to move all this stuff up here. And we look good. We look good. So already, just with a couple little changes, we already got this going. So I'm going to add... I like this style. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to rectangle. I want rounded corners for these next set of elements, though. I'm going to create this box, right, with these rounded corners. Then I'm going to do something very cool in Photoshop. This is in later versions of Photoshop. I'm going to click on this layer. I'm going to right click on it over here in the panel. I'm going to say copy layer styles. And then I'm going to go click on this layer, which is invisible over here. And then I'm going to go right click, paste layer styles. You would not believe how time consuming that used to be. So nowadays you can just do that. And furthermore, I'm just going to, instead of trying to make the same exact sizes, I click duplicate layer and do, shape 2 is fine. I'm just going to bring it over. Boom. And I'm probably going to want 3 boxes here. And you know what? Actually, I want this to be bigger. I'm going to go up to the Show Transform Control. I'm going to widen this bad boy to about here. I'm going to click Check. This does tend to curve your corners a little bit here, but I'm not going to cry too much about that. Duplicate layer, because again, we're going to handle a lot of that in CSS when we chop this bad boy up. This is again just for the client. I'm going to duplicate layer again, get this onto the screen. Let's feel good about it. And it just so happens that I made this just the right size here. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. So we're looking pretty white right now, and that's fine. When you see me clicking on all these images and moving them around pretty quick, I'm doing things like Control mouse click or Control Shift mouse click to select many different things. So you'll see me doing that a lot, and I just wanted to add that part to it. Maybe down here we're gonna not be so shadowy. Oh, get rid of that. I knew I saw something funky under there. Move this over just a tad. Move this in just a little bit. Let's add a square rectangle now again. We're just going to start from here. This will be the primary body. I'm going to assume this is going to be feature content here. So we're going to do the same thing with this item here. We're going to double click on one of these, copy the layer styles, and then we're just going to on top of this paste the layer styles onto here. So now we got this outline of the box. So this is great. So far so good. However, we need some menus and we need some more color. Trying to think of the best colors to use here. Let me move this up a little bit. Let me get duplicate this, duplicate layer, move it up, and then I'm going to click Show Transform. I'm going to shrink this down to a very small head. Click OK. I want the shadow to fall underneath all the other shadows except that layer. And then I'm going to click OK. So now we got this kind of cool top menu part we're going to start playing with. So moving up, let's go with the I'm going to double click the layer. I'm going to give it a let's go with the green. Ooh, it's too green for me. You know what? I'm going to go with an orange. And that looks funky. So I'm actually going to take the shadow off. That looks great. Much better. I'm actually going to reduce this outer glow to a shimmer. I'm actually going to also bring down that, so part of designing is going to be adding that final adjustments. I'm going to save this, copy the layer styles, paste. So I'm going to fast forward to this. Alright, so now we're starting to add some color here. I'm going to want to add some more color here, so I'm just going to go over here, click on the Eclipse tool, get something real bluish here. Maybe add this. Where are we at here? I'm going to undo that. I'm going to click on the Info panel, pop this open so I can get a better measurement of what I'm doing here. I'm just going to go to make a perfect circle. That's 140 by 140. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to double click on this layer, give it that blue color, purplish color. I'm then going to duplicate this layer, bring down a spot here, click on here, bring it down. I'm going to want to maybe do something funky where I'll actually bring this under. I'm going to want to change the opacity to this, the fill opacity, and just give it a little tint of see-through to give it that dimensional feel. We'll probably make this purple the same green or orangey color that we have going on there. Let's see here. Bring this over, bring this down, put this here. Maybe we'll change this color to a the F9, 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 F9 color we were using, and we'll clean up this white here in just a bit. This is starting to look okay. Maybe grab some text. Do like 85% off or something. Just give some kind of feel to something. So I'm going to assume that this will be good enough for now, and maybe here we'll do duplicate this text layer. So there's a lot of duplicating in Photoshop. I do it a lot. I'm sure most developers do, designers do. It just speeds up time. You're going to be using a lot of the same 85% off, free something. Yeah, let's just keep it at free, right? Free. Then down here, we're probably gonna, we don't have any stock, but we might want to keep these white. There's an idea of content fillers. A lot of people will get content and fill things. So what I'm doing is opening up some PSD fillers. I'm just trying to get some content to put up in here. What I'm putting up here, this is Latin. A lot of people will use Latin as a universal kind of language to be put in filler. No one gets offended by not using English or Chinese or whatever. Latin seems to be a decent thing. So content fillers are good to just kind of give yourself some depth on what you're trying to achieve. That way you just kind of know some of the plot of the area. Again, I'm going to duplicate this layer, bring it over here, oops, top, duplicate it again, just some filler. So we don't have any more images, but maybe I was thinking, we're thinking mini travel, we're thinking maybe some custom. Go over here to the rectangle tool again, go to custom shapes, scroll down, see if we find any vehicles. Here's a car, so maybe we can use a car and draw a car here for now until we get, that's nice purple color there. Maybe we can add maybe there's trucks or something. We can add a truck or a anything else. Maybe a bike. Yeah, Not sure if a bike is what we want to do. Something else. Car, handicap. There's a plane. We can add a plane. Something like that. Boom. And what else can I guess we'll add the bike too. Why not? Custom. Over here. Here's that bike. Here's that bike. Boom. Blam. So as you can see, just by blending colors, looking around, seeing how certain things fit, you can get real far into this. So I'm probably going to speed up this video now to kind of get some of this content done for you. But you guys can get the gist of where I'm going with this. So I just want to make sure I got a general sense here. So I'm just going to kind of hit fast forward here, run with it, and I'll see what I can do to speed this up. Alright, so hang tight. So this is this is pretty good. What I'm going to start doing now is grouping these. You should always group layers when you're in Photoshop. But you do what you gotta do. Right now this is again just a kind of a rough draft. I'm going to add a little bit more content here. I obviously add the footer. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit here. And I'm just going to play with this just a little bit more, get a little more fine-tuned, and get this ready for the next stages of development here. So just hang tight a little bit longer. I'm going to kind of zip through the rest of this, and we'll run with it. Alright, cool. So this is pretty much it. Obviously I added a menu here. This text will probably change. We'll make it smaller. We're going to break it into maybe we'll add some some kind of type of gradient that will make it look a little bit better. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. Maybe add the green on top here, and then add the green, get a little darker. Something like that. I think overall this is going to look okay. Again, this is just a sample website here. This is kind of the home page. I'm sure that as time goes on with the business requirements, the client's going to want the about page, the service page, the contact us page. I will probably create these pages before we go to cutting things up. But obviously here gets the footer. Check out more videos. Obviously the content will change. Maybe the button might get a little smaller or bigger. But you get the basic idea. I think this is a good rough draft. Good for now. I'm gonna save this. Always save, no question about it. And the next video we're gonna focus on the 3D effect that the client wanted us to do, and then we're gonna get right to splicing up the images for CSS and HTML mockup. So thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. This was a great tutorial, I think, as far as getting to kind of show you where my design skills lie. Again, I am a developer. However, it's been my job throughout the many years to get really familiar with a lot of these things, and I think it's paid off finally, right? Cool. So thanks for tuning in. Definitely tune into the next video. It's gonna be good, and thanks again. Catch you guys later.